Good morning, dear students. I welcome you all to your English class. And in today's class, we are going to discuss some more about subject and predicate. That is our grammar lesson, chapter 2.
But before that, I would request everyone to get ready with your notebook and pencil so that you can jot down some of the important points that we are going to discuss. Before beginning, let's remember what we have learned in our previous class. We have learned what is a subject and a predicate. We have learned that a subject tells us who or what the sentence is about. We have also learned that a sentence can be a noun or a pronoun. In predicate, we learned that it tells us what the subject does or is. A predicate generally begins with a verb. We have also seen some examples such as the mother is cooking food, the boy is dancing, you are a good student, where in sentence 1 the mother is a subject and is cooking food is a predicate. In sentence 2 the boy is a subject whereas is dancing is a predicate. In sentence 3 you is a subject whereas are a good student is a predicate. Pay attention. Are you ready or not? What a good singer you are. Oh, you must be thinking, what ma'am is doing? How could she know whether I'm paying attention or not? Don't worry, my dear students. I'm not going to scold any one of you. Neither am threatening any of you for any reason. This is just what we are going to learn in today's lesson. So today we will be learning how to identify the subject in an imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. So let's get started. Let's discuss this one by one. Before understanding, let's remember what is called an imperative sentence. I hope you have remembered that an imperative sentence talks about command, request, order, or suggestion. Like example, don't disturb, pay attention, come here, get away. So these are called an imperative sentence. So how to find a subject in an imperative sentence? The subject in an imperative sentence is you, but it is not usually written or spoken. For example, don't disturb. Here, the subject is you, but it is not written or spoken. Now, an interrogative sentence. Now, what is an interrogative sentence? I hope you have remembered that an interrogative sentence is a sentence which asks question. For example, have you met before? Are you ready? What is your name? Who are you? So these are called an interrogative sentence. Now how to find a subject in an interrogative sentence? The subject in an interrogative sentence comes after the verb. So here we can see, are you ready? So here are is the verb and we have just studied that it comes after the verb. So here are and then we have the subject, then ready. So are you ready? Now the exclamatory sentence. Before beginning, let's again remember what is an exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence is a sentence that talks about a sudden desire or a surprise. For example, what a wonderful picture it is. Oh, how cute the puppy is. Now let's see how to find the subject in an exclamatory sentence. The subject comes before the verb in an exclamatory sentence. For example, what a great singer you are. Here, are is the verb, and we have just studied that the subject comes before the verb in an exclamatory sentence. So here is the verb are. So before that we have you, that is the subject of the sentence. Let's understand this chapter with the help of some more examples. Some more examples. Imperative sentence. Example number 1. Take this book. As we have just studied that in an imperative sentence, the subject you is not spoken or written. So we know that here is the subject, that is you, but it is not spoken or written. So the sentence is take this book. Come here. Please sit down. Now let's remember as a note that the subject is you, but it is not spoken or written in an imperative sentence. Now let's see the next. Let's see some more examples of an interrogative sentence. So it is in sentence 1, did the dog bark? As we have just read that in an interrogative sentence, the subject comes right after the verb. So here did is the verb and the subject we have is the dog. So here the dog is the subject of the sentence. In sentence number 2, have you seen the Taj Mahal before? Again, after the verb we have the subject in an interrogative sentence. So here is the verb and just right after that we have the subject, that is you. Now points to remember. To find the subject in an interrogative sentence, we should change the question into declarative sentence. I hope you have remembered how to change the sentences. For example, did the dog bark? As this sentence is in the past tense, so we have to change it in the past tense in a declarative sentence. For example, the dog barked. Now let's see some more examples of an exclamatory sentence. Example number 1. How amazing the book is! As we have just read that a subject in an exclamatory sentence comes just before the verb. Where is the verb? Is. And just before that we have the subject of the sentence, that is the book. Now in example number 2, we can see what a lovely picture it was. So here again the verb we have is was, and just before that we have the subject of the sentence in an exclamatory sentence. So we have it as the subject of this exclamatory sentence. Now points to remember. To find the subject, we should change the exclamatory sentence into declarative sentence. For example, how beautiful she is. This is an exclamatory sentence. To change it into declarative, I hope you have remembered, we have to put up the subject first, then the verb, and then the object, and then full stop. So, she is very beautiful. How beautiful she is. She is very beautiful. This is how we change the sentences and how to find the subject in an imperative, interrogative an exclamatory sentence. Now, it is the time to test yourself. But before that, I would request you to get ready with your pencil and a notebook so that you can jot down this question in your notebook and then try to solve it. For solving the answer, you are going to get 30 seconds. You may pause if you wish. So, here we have the question. We have two columns. In column number 1, identify the subject in these sentences. Whereas, column number 2, underline the predicate in these sentences. In column number 1, we have question number 1. Can I call you after lunch? Question number 2. Stand there. Question number 3. What a splendid boat it is. And in the predicate we have question number 1. I am tired. Number 2. The captain of the team was unwell. And number 3. A car along a truck was towed away by a crane. So for that, here your time starts now. Yes, do it fast. Hurry up, all of you. Very good. Go on, very good. Wonderful, go on. Very good, very good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencil down. I hope you all have done your answers and ready with it. So let's check the answer. So in number 1 we have identify the subject in these sentences. Number 1, can I call you after lunch? So here let's see or find out the subject, but before that let's see what kind of sentence it is. So can you tell me? I know you can. So which kind of sentence it is? It is an Very good. It is an interrogative sentence. Why? Because at the end we can see there is a question mark, and an interrogative sentence generally begins with a verb and at the end of which there is a question mark, or it asks questions. So here, can I call you after lunch? It is asking a question. And what we have just studied? We have just studied that in an interrogative sentence, the subject comes just after the verb. So here can, and just after that we have the subject, that is I. So here our answer is I. Very good. Now let's see number 2. Now again let's see what kind of sentence it is. So can you? Very good. I know you can. So what kind of sentence it is? It is an very good. It is an imperative sentence. How? Oh boy, because we can see there is at the end of it there is a full stop, and we know that an imperative sentence talks about a command, an order, or a request. And we have just studied that in an imperative sentence the subject is you. Very good. Which is not spoken or written. So we have you as a subject in this sentence. Now number 3. What a splendid boat it is. So here again it is an exclamatory sentence. Why? Because at the end of this we can see there is an exclamation mark, and an exclamatory sentence shows a sudden desire or expression. Now we have just studied that an exclamatory sentence, the subject comes just before the verb. So as we have the verb here is, And just before that we have the subject, that is it. Now let's see column number B, where we have to find the predicate. So here I am tired. In number 1 we have I am tired. So as we have studied in predicate that it generally begins with a verb. And where is the verb? We have am as a verb here. So am tired is the predicate in the sentence. And who the sentence is about? The sentence is about I. Who is tired? I am tired. So it is definitely not the predicate in the sentence. So am tired is the correct answer. Now moving on to the next one. The captain of the team was unwell. Again, let's see where is the verb. So we have was. Was is the verb. So was unwell is the predicate in the sentence, whereas the captain of the team is the subject in the sentence. So we don't have to look into it because we have to find the predicate. So this is definitely not the predicate in this sentence. And the last question, a car along with the truck was towed away by a crane. So here, let's see where is the verb again. So the verb we have was towed away by a crane. So this is the predicate in the sentence. And a car along with a truck here in this sentence, sometimes what happens, a sentence consists of two subjects, that is here as a car, a truck. These two are two different subjects and they are generally joined by the conjunctions. So where is the conjunction? Along with. So this is not a verb, rather it is a conjunction. So when two subjects are joined by conjunctions, so they are, sometimes it happens that we will get two subjects in a sentence. So a car along with a truck is not the predicate, rather it is the subject in the sentence. So we have the predicate was towed away by a crane. I hope you all have done it correctly, and those who are not, don't worry, you can do it well once you pay more attention. Thank you everyone. You will get the link for home assignment in the description box.